Hello students, I am here today to show you how to put your instruments together and create your first sound on your instrument. This will be broken up by instrument group or family, however you would like to call it. We're going to be starting with the alto saxophone, and then I also have a trumpet behind me and an oboe and a flute. There was an upload on Sunday for clarinets, and I kind of not sure it helped if I was talking too fast, but hopefully it helps some of you. And if you're still deciding on an instrument, you have until I think next week. I would like to try and get all of the forms in so we can start lessons. But since we can't start, here we go. We're going to start. I have to learn how to put our instrument together. With the saxophone, it's important to know the case is a little heavy, so we always want to make sure the buckles, or I think some of them just close right shut, but always want to make sure they're clasped closed before you move it anywhere. Okay, that's the most important thing. If you pick it up by the handle and it's not closed, everything will fall out. You can have some damage that's not fun to replace. But if you do need repairs, we do have the music shop there to help you if you rented from them. I wanted to just start with opening. I'm sorry, I don't have it, like, my phone can't really adjust, but here we go. Neck strap is the most important thing to start with because this is what's going to hold the instrument while you play. It's important not to hold the saxophone and let it hang from you, and you have to play down to it. So we're going to talk about the importance of the neck strap adjustment. The neck strap can be put on, sometimes it might be wrapped up on your first day of opening it. It might be wrapped up kind of tiny and small in a rubber band. Just take that off with the plastic and open it up, and you'll see a hook at the bottom. The hook is what's going to hold the saxophone while you play, and you will feel pressure around your neck when you play the instrument, and you'll get used to it. It just feels a little uncomfortable at first, and I try to have you stand and play the first 2 weeks so that you're not hitting your instrument on your chair. So I just put it over my neck, and then I'm going to take the buckle at the bottom and move it up like so. So there's a part you pull down on in the back, and the buckle square part goes up. Most of them are plastic. Some of them are leather or some other material. Okay, so I'm just guessing how high mine has to go right now. Then we're going to take out the reed, which would be in a case like this for the first time, or it might be wrapped up in plastic. It looks like the golden ticket from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory sometimes. Or you might have ordered a case of reeds, so that's what a 10-pack would look like. And you don't have the requirement of buying a full 10-pack, but it is helpful because reeds do break over time. So here's the single reed. You take that out, and we're going to soak it as we build the instrument in our mouths. We're not going to bite on it. We're not going to put everything in our mouth. The only part we play on is this section here. Okay? So you would soak it as you're building. I can't do that because I'm going to be talking, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so after we've soaked, you take out the mouthpiece, and it has a ligature. This gold, sometimes it's silver. It moves up and down, and we're going to have the opportunity to put the reed onto the mouthpiece. The ligature loosens by these two screws here. So go backwards to loosen it, and you want it to move freely before you put the reed in. The reed should go with the flat part. See how there's a section that's flat and curved? The flat part has to go against the flat part of the mouthpiece, like so. This would be incorrect because the flat part is facing the wrong way. There's words on the back. You want the words to be facing inwards. Then put it underneath the ligature, slide it down, and I admit sometimes I have to help students with this the first few times. If I have to do so, I would use rubber gloves, and we do keep our hand sanitizer everywhere. In fact, you should get a mini hand sanitizer for your case. That's usually not something we do every year, and the only other accessory would be cork grease that comes with your rental as well. Okay, so we've soaked the reed, we have it lined up. It's not going to stick up over the top, it's not going to come down over here. It's going to go perfectly even, like so. And then move the ligature down. If the ligature is too high, like up here, and you tighten it, it's not going to play as freely. So you want it to be lower. I like to put it below the, don't think it's visible on the camera right now. There is a darker section, but you go down as far as you can and then tighten the screws until they're snug. Snug as a bug in a rug, okay? So that's put together. So it should be soaked, and if you don't like to keep it in your mouth, you also can use a cup of water like this one, but always use something that has a lid so you can't spill it. Okay, now we're going to put it on the neck. This is the neck of the instrument. This part is very delicate, so be super careful when you are putting the instrument together. The saxophone's a really fun instrument. I started it when I was in 4th grade, I believe. Yes, 4th grade, so I'll have to show you some of my first concert videos. I believe I had a mullet in one of them. If you don't know what a mullet is, not important. Just a really awful hairstyle. Okay, so I just put the mouthpiece onto the neck. This needs a repair, so this is not a good example for you. It's missing cork. So I have to put in for a repair on this instrument. But yours should have full cork, and you just put it over the brown part and keep twisting and turning. It might be difficult to push the first time because it's kind of new and you might need your parents to, but don't just push. You have to twist and turn. Being super careful not to touch any of this. Okay, blah, 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 blah. You saw how that was done. Blah, 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 blah means I'm talking too much. And now we carefully take out, oh wait, I forgot this part. So now we try to create sound. I didn't pre-soak this reed, so it might just come out like a squeak, so let's just see what happens. We're just playing on this section. We're not pressing anything. We're just seeing if we can create sound. You cover your bottom lips, bottom teeth with the bottom lip, and your top teeth, like the clarinet, are going to grip the mouthpiece. And then you close your lips around like a rubber band, like so. If you put your teeth on the reed, it's going to hurt your ears. So cover as a cushion. So that should be, it should sounds like a duck call maybe. And notice I'm not puffing my cheeks. You want to learn to use the muscles here to keep the air and control your air better. Okay, so if you don't get that sound, keep trying and stop there. And that would be your practice for the week. If you get that sound, you can go on to this section. So we're going to build. This is going to go on to this. We're going to build the saxophone so it's going this way, not this way. Okay. This is a very important section to take note of. This is connected to the octave key, which is very sensitive. So when you put this on, you don't have to press anything. Just make sure you're not clunking things together. Just a clean put on. This part goes over the thingy. So this part went over it. I'll do that again for you. So the screws are here, I think, almost. And then the thing to part, the octave thing is back here. And put it together. I'm trying to get a good angle. Over the top, okay? So this way when we press the key, it's going to actually be functioning. And it's all aligned in front. Now we can turn the screws here. That keeps the neck in place. And now we look for our hook. The circle here. This is going to connect to the hook on our neck strap. All right? Before you pick up your instrument, make sure that's connected. Make sure that's connected. If you're sitting down and playing and it's the end of band practice or your lesson, before you stand up, make sure it didn't fall out. Sometimes the hook falls out and then you go stand up and the instrument falls. So this is, yeah, this is really important for you. So keep yourself connected to the neck strap at all times. If you lift up the instrument to play and it's going into your neck, this is incorrect. So you have to go higher. This feels too high because I'm looking up at the sky when I play. I want it to be so that my chin is level. So I'm going to go a little lower. And now that feels comfortable to me because I can comfortably play without it being, you don't have to shift your neck around to get to the instrument. Okay, so here's your playing position. We're holding it to the right of our body, which to you looks like your left. Right. Right hand's on the bottom, left hand is going to go in this section. So what we're going to try and do first is cover, well, it's not even a cover, it's just a black key. I think it's, most of them are black or silver, it's round. That's where your thumb's going to go for the first 3 months. That's home base for you. Maybe not 3 months. If you're really ambitious, we're going to get to this one next. And then you wrap your hand around. Try to reach the first key. This is where it gets confusing virtually, because some keys are white here, some of them are silver. So it's the first large key. We skip the second tiny key, and then we go to the third white key. 1, 2, 3. They're kind of pearly looking on most instruments. And then these are for your pinky. We can ignore those for now. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed, but that kind of reminds you of recorder. If you yes, you all learned recorder. This is your B, A, and G. Does that make all sense? And I'm just going to play a scale for you because I did not realize this was going to be 10 minutes long. I'll have to do another section on making sure you get the book, how to pick up your rental from school, how to know which instrument is yours, and when we will have you get your instrument if they arrived already. Okay, so here's the scale for you before we go. So scales are really important to learn, but we're not going to just do scales. We're going to do fun music. Okay, so still it's connected, and you can walk away, but you have to always keep your instrument close to you. There's a cover you could put on the mouthpiece so the reed doesn't get damaged. I recommend that if you're walking around with the saxophone, but usually you just take your instrument out and we sit down to play. If you sit, do not allow the instrument to hit a chair, and just let it flow, okay? So I hope that helped you play and learn your first notes, B, A, G, and we didn't touch any of these inside keys. And I'll have to show you how to put it back into your case, but I think you might be able to figure that out on your own. Okay, that's all for now. Bye. Thank you for watching.